So we got to talk about something that Robyn said last night at the Real Housewives season 7 reunion part 1 that really just it was a little bit odd. We got to talk about it because I didn't want to add this to our live review because I already got a lot to talk about there. So we're going to talk about it here in a separate video. So let's go over something that she had to say. And I want to know what you guys think of it before we get into what Chris Bassett had to say about it because his response was epic. So let's listen to what she had to say.
That it probably is not the best idea for a married man to be in a hotel room with a single woman. I don't think we should miss that message.
Oh, you don't say. Unless your name is maybe what, Juan Dixon? Okay. Listen, here's the thing. It's odd to me that she would like jump in during the discussion about Chris Bassett and Gizelle Bryant when at the end of the day, she already knew what she was already dealing with or had already dealt with Juan and this lady with these alleged hotel receipts with his name on it. Okay. And it's not even alleged at this point because she has confirmed that he did pay for the room. So for her to say that on television, it just seems very odd. And we're also going to talk about something she said during the preview for her one-on-one sit down with Andy as well. So let's discuss what Chris Bassett had to say. Now, someone on Twitter commented this and said she was talking about Chris Bassett and we believe he's innocent, but her so-called husband / roommate was doing the same thing and paying for the room. Child, you are a mess and a hypocrite. # Real Housewives of Potomac. So Chris's response was actually captured by our friends over at the Bravo Shade Room, and that's where the story comes from. So he says, Robyn ain't ish for this comment. This completely contradicts everything you said at lunch with Candace and I, and after everything that has come out after the reunion, let me go pay for some rando's hotel room. I'll be right back. Okay. Now, at the end of the day, I cannot blame Chris Bassett for responding to this because it does come as a bit of hypocrisy on behalf of Robyn. And I feel like this dives into what I feel like most people's issue is with Robyn in general, for those who can't see it versus standing in the truth of, solidarity with Candace as she had done previously during the season. It felt as though because Gizelle was in the hot seat, she and Ashley, to be honest with you, for some reason felt the need to step in to help defend Gizelle's case, which was a very different story from what Robyn was given with when she supported Candace and Chris earlier in the season. So this to me came as a complete and total surprise because I was like, what? Why? Like, how are you? Like, first of all, Candace and Gizelle are handling the conversation with each other. I mean, there was no need for anybody to back her up. There was no need for anybody to back either one of them up because I felt like they were both handling it. Gizelle was stating her case. Candace was making her case. Now, Candace was definitely reading her for filth, but maybe that was the reason why Robyn felt like she needed to step in for Gizelle. But it's like one of those situations where, hey, you know what? You should probably like just stay over here, okay? And, not say nothing. And that way you leave yourself out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can dodge a stray bullet because you are not putting yourself in the danger zone. But she put her own self in the danger zone. And you guys can see the quote right here. For those of you guys who did not see the reunion, she says, can we agree, though, that it probably is not the best idea for a married man to be in a hotel room with a single woman? Oh, Lord, Robyn. You know what I'm saying? And even Candace, I'm not necessarily sure if this was a reference to Robyn, But she tweeted this out, and and it says basically, y'all know what it says. These are flip-flops, okay? Flip-flops for the flip-floppers. All right. In my opinion, she can only be talking about Robyn at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like Chris said, this was so different from what she was saying earlier in the season. Now, the other thing that I want to say is this statement here is very important because Robyn is going to say something during the sit down with Andy in his one-on-one with her about Chris and Candace, because Andy asked her, well, Candace was, she called me and she was really upset or something to that effect about what you did in this scenario. And Robyn says, well, what does what me and Juan have going on have to do with anything going on with Candace or Chris or Candace in general? And to me, it goes back to this point right here. You are sitting here telling us about this hotel situation and really downplaying it on the podcast and in the Patreon. And for you, you have chosen to believe Juan, which, by the way, is her right to do. Okay. She's decided that she wants to be with this man for whatever reason. And I feel like I am not going to make it up to her to continuously have to explain why he does what he does. Now, it is curious why she stays with him while he does whatever he does, but that's beyond me. And I'm not going to blame her for that because, again, you do what you do with your own relationship. She's a grown woman. He's a grown man. They got a family. And so there's complications that come along with that probably doesn't make it as easy to walk away. Okay, fine. But in the same breath, you go back to the reunion where you have stated, oh, well, a married man shouldn't be in a hotel room with a single woman. Okay. And you can't understand why, because now you're trying to make it out to be that Chris has done something wrong when that wasn't your stance earlier. And now you want everyone to acknowledge that, as Andy states, it's like the Victorian times when a man cannot be alone in a room with a grown woman. Well, if you're stating that, then obviously Candace is going to have a problem with you now coming out with the truth of the situation, that Juan was indeed paying for a hotel room for another woman. Now, granted, Juan wasn't technically married, but he definitely was allegedly engaged to you at the time. So I think that is why it comes as a contradiction to both Chris, Candace, and the viewers. And I just feel like Robyn would do better if she just stopped talking. And I said this before, there was no need for her to hop online and say anything on her podcast about this young lady spreading the, telling the tea about her and Juan. She didn't need to explain herself. If she had stayed quiet about it, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. If she had stayed quiet, during the reunion, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. And sometimes I feel like you just need to leave situations alone and let people think whatever they're going to think, because they're going to think whatever they're going to think anyway. So had she just never said anything, she would be in the safe zone and not the danger zone. But anyway, that's the tea that I wanted to get out because, again, like I said, I did not want to make the live that we're going to be doing a little bit later extra long because we had to get into this. We had to, because it was a moment. I was like, are you kidding me right now? Is this happening? Is she saying this? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Robyn, I want really the best for you. And so I think that sometimes maybe the best thing to do is just, back up. That's it. Back up, look cute, collect your check and go home. Okay. That's all the tip we got for you guys right now. We will catch you guys later for the actual live review of the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 7 reunion. That'll be coming up around 11:15 or 11:30, and I will catch you guys in the next video.